And then there was 4. The final leg of the men's NCAA tournament gets underway Saturday evening on CBS, 6:09 p.m. to be exact. For expert analysis, we bring in our CBS local sports anchors from across the country, beginning with Chicago's Ryan Baker.
Well, instead of an all-ACC showdown, we've got a Power 5 Final Four in Minneapolis. In the first semifinal, I do like Virginia, the lone #1 seed left, to advance past first-timer Auburn out of the SEC. The Cavaliers will out-tough the scrappy but wounded Tigers. In a Big 12, Big 10 battle, the Spartans will march on to Monday. It'll be a grind with that stingy defense from Texas Tech, but behind Cash Money Cassius Winston, Michigan State will cut down the nets in Big 10 country, giving the conference its first national championship since 2000, when Tom Izzo won his first and only title.
It's hard to believe. With 7 Final Four visits, Coach Izzo has only the 1 title. I don't say that pejoratively. Rather, it's a testament to the coach's ability to get his teams to overperform. Next up, the one and only Mike Max out of CBS Minnesota.
And now there are 4 teams left from the field of 68. Your brackets have been busted, I know that. But maybe you can regroup. Maybe you can just get somebody to come in and say, okay, let's just pick these final games. Allow me to help. Michigan State. Michigan State. How good is Michigan State? They take on Texas Tech. Michigan State is the most difficult team to play against in the Final Four. Why? Because they have a point guard that's outstanding, that understands the moment. What that means is he can score what he needs to score. Oh, yeah, just ask the Golden Gophers, and he can get other players involved. The other players are big, strong, and physical. Number 2, Tom Izzo won't be intimidated by the moment. Great coach. He was here the last time there was a Final Four in Minneapolis, and he's won a national championship. He seems driven because they've had a little bit of a drought. That's why you go heavy on the Spartans. It's not that Texas Tech can't slow them down with their defense. It's that they won't be good enough in the final 4 minutes, and that's when this thing's going to get decided. Final 4 game, final 4 minutes. Remember that. Auburn and Virginia. Again, interesting coaching matchup. Bruce Pearl's been all over. Of course, he made a name at Tennessee, and before that, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. But he obviously has a gift for this thing. He gets his players to believe. He gets them to play hard all over the court, but he gets them to play with a confidence that they have not seen in Auburn in many years, which is probably why they haven't been to the Final Four before. That's big. So, too, is Coach Bennett at Virginia. Learn from his father. Tony Bennett's a great coach. Dick Bennett took his Wisconsin team to the Final Four back in the day. That's Dad. I like Virginia. Why? They play a tight game against Purdue. They seem to play with a lot of poise, and I think they have just a little bit better defense. Now we get to the championship game. Virginia against Michigan State. Why Michigan State again? Because they are the more physical team, and physical teams do well 2 days after. So if it's only 48 hours between Saturday and Monday, physical teams will wear you out. Michigan State wears down Virginia in the championship and beats them going away 72-58. Any other questions, just email me. But for now, you can make bank with that. Mike Max on the road to the Final Four.
Showing off the game, keeping this show rolling, we get right out to Don Bell in CBS Philly.
It's safe to say nobody saw this coming. Let's start with Virginia and Auburn. The Tigers have put together a masterpiece since the SEC tournament. They beat Tennessee, Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky. Flat out balling. They've proven a lot on the court, but no team has fought past the mental demons like Virginia. Last year, the Cavs were the first #1 seed to lose to a 16. This year, they go from worse to almost first with a trip to the national title game. Texas Tech and Michigan State. The Red Raiders have the kind of defense that can stifle any team anywhere. Just ask Michigan. But Sparty is better equipped. They're well balanced, and Tom Izzo has been here before. Michigan State advancing to the title game. Virginia and Michigan State. Only 2 teams in the country rank in the top 10 in adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. The Cavs and the Spartans. The game will be tight, but Big Ten Player of the Year Cassius Winston will play loose. He's the difference in this game, and the Spartans winning their 3rd national championship.
Against Duke in the Elite Eight matchup, Cassius Winston had 20 and 10 dimes with only 1 turnover. Last but not least, we turn to Bill Jones with CBS Dallas-Fort Worth. Maybe he'll show Texas Tech some love.
After a first weekend of the tournament that saw most all the top-seeded teams advance, things were a little different on the second weekend as only one number 1 seed, Virginia, advanced to the Final Four. And it looks like a tough matchup for the Cavaliers in the first semifinal Saturday. Bruce Pearl's Auburn Tigers look like a team of destiny. After winning the Southeastern Conference tournament, Auburn has mowed down college basketball blue bloods, Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky. And I've got Auburn beating another 1 seed Saturday. The second game, a terrific matchup of guards. Chris Beard's Texas Tech team is known for its defense, has a potential lottery pick in Jarrett Culver, but it was the guard play of transfer Matt Mooney and Davide Moretti that settled the ship and guided the Red Raiders past top seed Gonzaga in the Elite Eight last weekend. But Michigan State's tournament experience may be too much for Texas Tech this week. The Spartans have a point guard in Cassius Winston, who is not unlike the point guard that Tech ran into last year in the Elite Eight. That was Villanova's Jalen Brunson. Of course, Villanova won it all last year. It's Cassius Winston and Michigan State that knocks off Texas Tech in the semifinals and Auburn in the finals in the Final Four to win the second national championship for Tom Izzo, the third in the last 40 years for Michigan State.
The national championship airs Monday night at 9 p.m. on CBS. Matt Yurus for CBS Local News.